So, after years of development, is Nintendo Switch Online actually worth paying for? Now, this has been a debate for a long time, largely because a lot of people focus on the games aspect of Nintendo Switch Online. Because if you pay for the base tier, which is $20 a year or 18 British pounds a year, obviously I'm going to throw up the things on the screen here, you actually get quite a lot of stuff. You get games for the NES, Super Nintendo, and the Game Boy. You get libraries of all of them. I think the NES one is the biggest library so far because it was the first library they added. SNES is second, and Game Boy is still trailing behind. But they're adding stuff to it, and they've got quite a nice little lineup. Still no Pokemon, obviously, but they've got some stuff like Donkey Kong Country. Not Donkey Kong Country, yeah, Donkey Kong Land, so there's that. So the games aspect of it is pretty good. There's tons of variety, tons of stuff, and the value is there, but also you need to factor in the productivity of the actual services. So Nintendo uses what is known as peer-to-peer for their technology to actually run the online services, which, if you got a bad Wi-Fi connection, it's probably not the best way of doing it because, you need to have a consistent connection in order for all the games to run. So if you're playing, say, Super Smash Bros. Or Splatoon, and your game starts having issues with Wi-Fi, then suddenly you're straight out of luck and you're probably going to end up crashing the game for everyone, or there's just going to be a lot of issues. So you have to factor that into account. But then the service is also a lot cheaper than its contemporaries. Now, I will say, if you get the expansion pack, which includes some other features like DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and Animal Crossing New Horizons, you do obviously have to pay a bit more. It's £35 a year, British pounds, and obviously $50 US. Obviously, Nintendo obviously does like currency conversions, so like the prices are different depending on where you are. I also do want to make a note that whilst they do have a microphone built into a Switch and you can use voice chat on games like Fortnite, you can't actually use them on a lot of Nintendo-owned games. They seem to require you to use a mobile app, which we assume that every child, I know a lot of children have mobile apps and obviously whatnot, but if I'm trying to play a game with my cousin, who is like 10 years old, and he's got on his Switch and I'm on my Switch, I've got to assume he's got a phone, I've got to assume he's got a Switch Online subscription, I've got to assume that's how I'm going to talk to him as we play the game, which is going to make things a lot harder, right? So there's an issue with that. Like, they kind of just need to make it so you just plug your headphones into your Switch and just play from there. You don't need to have the mobile app, but that's something that they've got to work on in the future to really justify it. And obviously, like I said, the price isn't too extreme. It is in line, and it is quite a decent price point, to be fair. The games offerings, when it comes to actual games, is quite fair as well. The DLCs you get for the expansion pack are quite fair as well. I will say, the Splatoon 2 one is a little bit of a weird one to me, because obviously now Splatoon 3's out. But it's a nice little addition. If you have Splatoon 2 already, you can get the expansion, the Octo expansion, just for having the expansion pack. But then you also get Nintendo Music, which is their music streaming service, which I've made a couple of videos on. It's not a bad service. I actually do like it, but obviously it's not going to be a major one, and it's just a little bit. It's just, to me, it feels like a nice little add-on. Like, it's not going to change the world, but it's just there. But when it comes to to me, I feel like the Switch Online, like, if they could sort their servers out and make their servers a little bit better, just so your game doesn't consistently crash if you have that one friend with bad internet. Because let's be fair, we all have that one friend with bad internet. I am that friend with bad internet, to be fair. And then we have, obviously, we actually have to use the actual voice chat in game and not use some silly little mobile app. Like, I feel like you sort those two issues out, and also add Donkey Kong 64. Then the Switch Online is definitely worth it. Like I said, it's your you guys can decide whether or not it's worth it to you. But to me, I feel like you just fix those three little problems, and it'll be worthwhile. I also do want to note that the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack has a wide library of games from the Game Boy Advance, N64, and the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis. So if you're interested in any of those consoles, those games are available to you on the £35 / $50 a year subscription tier. So if that's your cup of tea, that's there as well. Anyway, guys, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Let me know what your thoughts are on Switch. If you are hyped for Nintendo Switch 2, let me know in the comments down below. I've been EC, and I'm signing out. Peace.